Mirror, mirror on the wall. Hi everyone, it's me! Mirror, mirror on the wall. Please give love, positivity to all. Thank you so much.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, which YouTuber is the fairest of them all? I mean, which theorist is fairest of them all? Okay, sure, that's true, but which male theorist is fairest of them all? Come on! Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory!
Hello Internet! Welcome to Film Theory! Hi!
The place where kids at heart never have to grow up, kind of like Toys R Us, but without the creepy giraffe guy. Now, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I love Disney. So much so that I just got a bumper sticker attesting to it. That is commitment, my friends. Now, while I love the recent stuff, obviously, since I've covered everything from the questionable sisterhood of Anna and Elsa to a fish who just so happens to forget things when it's most convenient for her, we've got to give credit to the classics too. And when I say the classics, I mean the most classic. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the OG feature-length animated film coming out in 1937, which by the way was a whole decade before televisions went on sale. Fun fact, Snow White was such a monumental moment in movie history that at the Academy Awards it won a special honorary Oscar for being so innovative, getting itself one large statue and 7 tiny ones. 8 statues for one category that didn't even exist. Now that is called winning. Now I recently rewatched Snow White, and somehow it's a lot more intense than I remembered. Hey there, Mr. Huntsman, my teenage stepdaughter is getting a little too pretty, so would you do me a solid and lure her out into the woods and, you know, rip her heart out? Man, and here we all thought that Zootopia being an allegory for racism was risque. I can also tell that I've been making these videos for a little too long because instead of just sitting back and, you know, enjoying the movie, I saw tons of unanswered questions just ripe for the theorizing. Like why 7 dwarves just so happen to have a coffin lying around, let alone a coffin made of glass, let alone one that would fit a normal-sized person. I mean, are they in the habit of burying full-sized humans on the reg? Or how about the fact that the prince's first instinct when he sees a dead girl lying in the forest is to pucker up? Seriously, bro, number 1, corpse germs, and number 2, corpse germs. But the moment that really got my gears a-turning was the scene where the queen makes the poisoned apple. All she calls her brew is the sleeping death, but we don't see what really goes into it. And it's such an iconic fairy tale and movie staple that it prompted my question of the day, which is it possible to create a weaponized fruit that behaves in the way that we see in Snow White?
Particularly apple.
I figured after making episodes about nuclear weapons, hacking, government drug conspiracies, that all my Google searches are being monitored anyway, so researching deadly fruits seems tame by comparison. Let's do this. So obviously this has to be an apple dipped into some sort of fast-acting poison. Like,
Alright, before watching it, before continue watching it, alright, please remember that please do not create poison and poison other people. Thanks. Please do not. Please be a good human being for society. Thank you so much. Sincerely appreciate all for being good human beings for society. Thank you.
the deadliest candy apple known to man, but what sort of poison is it? Well, remember that Snow White takes a single bite and then soon afterwards says that she's feeling a bit strange.
I feel strange.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the help with the symptoms, Snowy, but WebMD doesn't have a diagnosis for feeling strange. Shortly thereafter, she passes out to lie in a coma before reviving. So the biggest thing that stands out about the poison apple is how fast it knocks out Snow White, and this led me to first consider a poison famous for going fast, cyanide. Cyanide is an extremely concentrated poison, so concentrated in fact that if you're a 200-pound man, it would take a dose of cyanide about half the size of an aspirin to kill you. Cyanide is also perhaps most famous as as the poison of choice for spies and secret agents. During World War II, the Allied forces created a suicide pill they called the L pill for agents going behind enemy lines. The pill, which was filled with cyanide, was about the size of a pea, and agents were supposed to bite into it if they were caught behind enemy lines so that they could die without suffering torture and interrogation. So is cyanide a likely culprit for the poisoned apple? Well, at first it might seem so, as cyanide is readily available in natural products like almonds and, fittingly enough, apple seeds. With that said, in all these natural products, the traces of cyanide are very, very low. You'd need to eat well over 10 pounds of almonds to get a lethal dose. And to get a more concentrated dosage, like the one found in the L pill, you're gonna need to do some chemical treatment in a lab. And that's a problem because Snow White and the Seven Dwarves is set in a time that's pre-electricity. So I think it's safe to assume that the queen isn't doing much enzyme extraction in that little lab of hers. Besides, if Snow White had cyanide poisoning, she might have passed out that fast, but there ain't no way she's getting back up. A cyanide dosage like the one found in the L pill is enough to make a person brain dead in a matter of minutes, and the rest of the way dead shortly thereafter. No matter how long that creepy prince makeout sesh goes, she ain't getting back up. Cyanide is safely off the list. So what we really need is a poison strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. Or more accurately, a poison strong enough to put her into a coma, but not so deadly that she has no chance of coming out of it. Call me crazy, but could Snow White be a zombie? Not like a Walking Dead 28 days later, first things first, I'll eat your brains kind of zombie, but
Oh, it can be like a Walking Dead kind of zombie. Maybe. Oh, fun fact. How do you call a zombie in space? The floating dead. Get it? Get it? Get it? Mm-hmm.
an actual Haitian voodoo zombie. In his 1985 book, The Serpent and the Rainbow, Harvard ethnobotanist Wade Davis examines a case of Haitian zombification and describes the process by which a voodoo shaman called a Bakor poisons someone and buries him only to bring him back to life when that poison wears off. Davis cites in his book tetrodotoxin, a powerful neurotoxin, as the main culprit in knocking the victim out. The source of the tetrodotoxin is a pufferfish, which any ardent fan of The Simpsons knows has the capacity to be fatal.
Poison, tasty fish.
And tetrodotoxin is definitely strong enough to send you into a coma with a very small dose or kill you with one that's slightly larger. But it's here that we run into our problem: geography. Tetrodotoxin is found in a variety of sea creatures, but pretty much all of them, and especially the pufferfish, are found in tropical climates. The movie version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves never explicitly tells us where we are, but considering that Snow White and the Seven Dwarves is coming from the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, the story is probably taking place in southern Germany, since that's where they were from and where they based most of their stories. Additionally, if you look at the landscape of forests and mountains, the architecture of the evil queen's castle, and even the animals present throughout the movie, they're all indicators that we're in Germany or close by. Long story short, the likelihood of the queen getting her hands on an exotic pufferfish, especially in the pre-industrial era, is just too big of a stretch. So to recap, even though the apple scene in Snow White is really short, we actually know a lot about it from the context clues. We need a fast-acting poison that, with a single small bite, is going to be powerful enough to cause a coma, but not so powerful as to guarantee death. It has to be easily found in nature, since the evil queen doesn't have any Breaking Bad-esque lab equipment for distilling down the poison, and it
Oh my gosh, there's a Breaking Bad reference.
also must be indigenous to Central Europe. Well, after scouring the internet and following a ton of leads, I finally have the killer who meets all our requirements. Say hello to Atropa belladonna, also known as Deadly Nightshade.
Wow.
Deadly Nightshade grows in the wild and is most notable for its shiny dark blue-black berries, which are sometimes mistaken for non-toxic blueberries or elderberries. Crucial mistake. And it just so happens to check off every detail on our list. Snow White is poisoned by just a single bite of that apple, so the poison needs to be potent. Well, the lethal dose for an adult is usually in the neighborhood of 10 to 20 of these little berries. Considering that Snow White is small and young, it's safe to assume something on the lower end would kill her. But remember, we just want to knock her out, not outright kill her, so a bite of that coated apple would be just about the right dosage. Which also begs the question, can Atropa belladonna actually put you in a coma? Well, you're picking the right berries, because it sure can. Non-lethal doses of Deadly Nightshade cause a wide range of symptoms, from heart palpitations to hallucinations. A first-person account of non-lethal belladonna poisoning from 2015 reported that the first thing the person wanted to do was go to sleep, which was then followed by vivid hallucinations. The nap fits Snow White's condition perfectly, and surprisingly, so do the hallucinations. Of course, in the animated movie, the only information that we ever get from Snow White is that she feels strange and collapses immediately. But for more information, we can turn to the Disney ABC series, Once Upon a Time. Yes, I watch it, and yes, I'm just as annoyed as you are that the crew still trusts Rumpelstiltskin. Come on! God. Oh, sorry, I've had that building over the last couple years. I had to get it off my chest. Anyway, in that series, we actually get to see what it's like inside Snow's mind when she's under one of these sleeping curses. And what we see is that victims of the sleeping death are shown to experience some crazy visual nightmares after being poisoned, just like the vivid hallucinations caused by deadly nightshade. But there's even more. One thing that we haven't considered yet is how the poison tastes. You'd think that if Snow White bit into the apple and it tasted weird, she would either spit it out or say something, like it not tasting like an apple, kind of like Apple Jacks.
Have you heard about new Kellogg's Apple Jacks?
For instance, if Walter White had made the apple for Snow and coated it in his favorite poison, ricin, ricin contains castor oil, which would make the apple taste bitter and, well, not like an apple, signaling to Snow that her bite was a bit off. But as poisons go, deadly nightshade actually tastes relatively good. People who've eaten belladonna berries report that it has a pleasant, mildly sweet flavor, just like most other fruits and berries, and that's important.
Just don't get... Right.
If you're trying to make sure that your victim doesn't get suspicious of your apple. And lastly, Atropa belladonna makes a whole lot of sense in the geographical and historical context of the story. Atropa belladonna is native to southern and central Europe, including the southern part of Germany, so location is a definite fit. And Atropa belladonna was historically a very popular poison in European history around the time Snow White was set. In the 11th century, the Scottish King Macbeth, yeah, that Macbeth, he was real, used Atropa belladonna to poison an army of invading Danes. It's even believed that deadly nightshade was used to kill the Roman Emperor Claudius back in 54 AD. Clearly, this poison would have been known about and prevalent at the time. In other words, every last detail in Snow White and the Seven Dwarves points to Atropa belladonna as the poison in the poisoned apple. But I'm not done. There's still one massive problem, and it's one I'm sure that all of you are thinking right now.
How did she wake up from being poisoned?
If Snow White had been poisoned by a very dangerous, potentially deadly toxin like those found in Atropa belladonna, how is she cured by the prince's kiss? The short answer is, she's not. Boom! Mind-blown drop in the mic. Screw True Love's kiss, all you're gonna wind up with is corpse germs. Nope, my loyal theorists, it wasn't love that saved the fair maiden, it was chemistry. Atropa belladonna poisoning has a few popular antidotes, one of which is activated carbon. Now, activated carbon is essentially charcoal dust that absorbs toxins in the body. Swallow some activated carbon, the activated carbon draws the toxins from your system and absorbs them, and then poof, those toxins no longer damage your body. Now, Snow White obviously didn't intentionally swallow any activated carbon pills, but
she was in a mine. She breathed.
she has been in contact with it from the moment she entered the forest. How? The dwarves. It's the dwarves. Remember, these guys work underground in a diamond mine, and a diamond is nothing more than a bunch of carbon put under intense pressure. In fact, it's established earlier in the movie that when the dwarves come home, they're always covered in dirt and soot. So much so that Snow White has to convince them to wash off before they eat. So all that cleaning she does, all that time she's spending with the dwarves, she's inhaling activated carbon. It's already in her system. Then Snow White eats the apple, gets poisoned, and gets sent into a state of sleeping death. From there, the dwarves, once again covered in carbon soot from the mines, carry her off to the glass coffin. Along the way, she inhales even more carbon, and all along the way, the carbon in her system is slowing the absorption of the toxins, until finally enough has been drawn out of her system
And to wake her up.
she's able to wake up. That's right, Snow White wasn't cured by love's first kiss or some doofy corpse germy prince. Nope, she was cured by none other than the Seven Dwarves. Now remember, kids, an apple a day may keep the doctor away, but an apple covered in deadly nightshade, it's just gonna kill you. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And cut. Now that I've ruined a classic fairy tale trope, I hope you're ready for more old school childhood ruining Disney theory action. Cause it's time to click this poison apple right here and have the Lion King get utterly wrecked for you. That's wrecked with an R-E-K-T, which means you know I'm serious. My friends over on the Wisecrack channel did an incredible analysis of the Lion King, which gets you to really question whether Scar is all that evil to begin with. Who are the true bad guys here in that movie? Because at its core, it's a story of the haves and the have-nots, and Scar is just advocating on behalf of the little guys. It completely changed the way that I look at that movie, and I'm sure you'll have the same reaction, so click that apple and go have the Lion King get poisoned for you. And hey, if you liked what you saw in this episode, click here to subscribe. We've got a lot of awesome theories planned for the final months of the year with some big name titles like Star Wars and Pixar, so you're not gonna wanna miss a theory, especially the WALL-E one that's coming out in 2 weeks here. Click and subscribe, then go watch the Lion King Wisecrack video, and if you do both of those things, you'll have made 2 fantastic decisions today. Well, 3 actually, because you chose to watch this video in the first place, so 3 fantastic decisions today. Your
My video as
brain
well.
will thank you, and it'll make you just a cooler person on the whole. Now, if you'll excuse me, I feel
so much.
something strange brewing. That one's for next week. See you then.
That's interesting. Something strange. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video has been very educational and very entertaining as well. Educations, entertaining, edutainment. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Don't forget to follow my channel, and I sincerely appreciate all of your support and encouragement for my work. And I hope to see you in my next video. But hey, that's just a theory, a film theory, and cut. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye! Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much. Thank you.